Paul, what's missing from Nick Batan's game right now? Looks like will he be a healthy scratch tonight?
Yeah, Nick's out tonight. I want to get Andrew Kopp back in and at center. I like Nick. The chain of it is Matty Perreault has gone into where Andrew Kopp was and really excelled there. I liked where Andrew Kopp's game was. I think when you look at the bottom six of their team, there's going to be a little more weight to their lineup. And I want Marco Dano back in. And I want Chris in for this game here tonight, so Nick comes out.
Is there something specifically, though, in his game that you need to see more of?
I wouldn't say that there was a fall off in his last few games. He's been reasonably good. He's done some good things. We're still waiting for a little bit of that production. I understand who he's playing with, but we also have to understand who he's playing against, so we think that's there. There hasn't been a big enough payoff on the power play. I also think we'd like to get Patty Lanny unleashing that shot a little bit more, and to do that, better net front presence will help us. And Marco Dano's very, very good in front of that net, so all those pieces fit in together for him.
And what makes this a good start for Hellebuyck?
He's got to get right back on the horse. He was such a critical piece to us, playing so very, very well off the road trip. I put his game against Minnesota in the exact same bucket that I put the rest of the team in. Tried hard, but we're quite a bit off of what we normally expect from him. And we have sort of an advantage on the price that we paid for our schedule early in the year. We got some 2-day blocks. We still managed our way into 4 and 6 and 5 and 8, which we appreciate, but we do have some 2-day blocks, and we've had some really good results with Connor spending some time with Wade Flaherty and getting some individual teaching.
Was there a change in plan at all for Pavelec?
Yeah, Pav got through his on ice, but he didn't get through his off ice to my liking, so I don't have him backing up. Don't like your defensive games. And we'll go back, we can go back a while. We made the playoffs on a bit more of a team that was built to grind a little bit more in terms of how they played, and yet couldn't find a way to win a playoff game. We really, I thought, lacked some firepower. We lacked some of that pure skill, and you're not picking that up easily on the open market unless you're trying to shave the top end guy, and that wasn't going to happen. So we brought in younger, more skilled players for that reason, and they are. So we think we now, based on what we're scoring, the number, so we believe we have almost enough of that injected into our lineup. And then then we're not as good defensively. So we have players that come in that didn't get here because they have those great sticks, those great reads naturally. That has to be developed, and it's going to take time to develop that. The next piece to that was, I felt we chased games early and never built the right mindset into not chasing the game. So you got a good bunch of guys. The mistakes that I made, I did just a horrible job in relation to my colleague Mike Babcock and selling our age and the mistakes. So when they've lost a game, it's just a wonderful learning experience, and they win. It's a triumph of character, and we have the opposite thing going on here, right? So, but that's my choice, because I don't ever want to walk into a season and say we're not here to win the Stanley Cup. I feel that way about this year. So we would get into games and chase those games a bit, and we were behind it. Risk comes into your game, and now you're playing a loose game. Those are the smaller pieces. I purposely did not grind the young players on defensive mistakes. I want them to come into this game and into this league. This is what I'm good at, and build on what they're good at. And the things that they're not good at, we will work them. But I'm not gonna shave a guy's minutes by 5 and 6 until he gets really good at the defensive game, and we wait 5 years for him to build confidence. So we've got some younger players in that we think are now confident, and they're learning, right? They're getting better at the right reads, chipping pucks out, chipping pucks in. So that was my tact with this younger group, to let them make some mistakes without it being, now it gets on the video, and certainly we have those meetings, but I didn't put them on the bench. And I think there's going to be a payoff for it. I believe it. And I also think that you can make your team better defensively with maybe 2 or 3 changes in personnel as we move on. We'll continue to look to do that. Once you feel you have enough firepower, you don't have to continually add those kind of players. You can add players that maybe excel in a penalty killing mode, a D-zone coverage mode, and we expect an improvement in our goaltending as we go forward.